how little a life is to offer to God. This is a quote from St. Jose Maria Escriva that I love so much, and I think it goes perfectly with our first reading today, where we hear about the stoning and martyrdom of St. Stephen. And St. Stephen lived this quote out. It was way before the time of St. Jose Maria, but this is the spirit, how little a life is to offer to God after everything that he's offered for us. And this is what we're called to do, and this is what the reading can remind us today in this Easter season. There is no suffering on this earth that will ever compare or outshadow the glory of life forever in heaven with Jesus Christ. And that is the hope that we hold on to, that this earth is not our final end. And we're not here for comfort or for worldly treasures or anything like that. We're here on a journey to find our way back to Jesus and to follow him on the way of the cross so that we can follow him in the way of his resurrection, life eternal. And St. Stephen saw this, and he boldly lived it and endured the suffering of a stoning, following the way of Jesus to be in heaven with him. And this is hard sometimes because it's easy to be afraid of suffering, to be afraid of death. That's normal. It's part of the human condition. But we're really called today to lean into the reality that Jesus has already won the victory for us. He's always with us and we have nothing to fear. And the question is, where do we find this courage? Where do we find this grace to have the courage of someone like St. Stephen? And Jesus gives us the answer in the gospel today when he says that he is the bread of life. That is where we are going to find the strength and the courage to stay faithful to Jesus no matter what trials and sufferings come our way on this earth. And so this Easter season, I encourage you to get to Mass as often as you can, to put yourself in front of our Eucharistic Lord and let him give you the grace to be as bold and courageous as St. Stephen was, as we read in the first reading, if Jesus ever calls you to something like that, and just to have the grace to live your life as a faithful Christian, always leaning into our Lord, trusting that he has conquered death and has risen, and we will rise with him. God bless you, my friends.